Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. Oh, Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon you. Now, Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanura Mardanam Devakim Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. We will be reading today the 5th Shloka of the Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, the 4th Adhyaya, 4th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In the previous Shloka, Arjuna has raised a doubt where when Krishna told him from the 1st till 3rd verses, he told him that this path which I am going to tell you now, which I am telling you, I am teaching you, you being my devotee, you being my friend, you being my beloved. This path, at the time of creation, I have told it to Sun God, to Lord Sun, to Vivasvata. Vivasvata taught it to his son, Manu. And Manu taught this path to his son, Ikshvaku. And from Ikshvaku onwards, that royal dynastic generations, it has passed on from one generation to another. And it also was picked up by the royal sages working with those kings. So Sri Krishna says this is such an ancient secret knowledge. Rahasyam, Sri Krishna had told about this particular path because it is not to be shared with anyone, any and all beings. It has to be shared only with the competent one, the one who can understand the import of the Lord's teachings. And therefore, I am teaching it to you, oh my dear friend, oh my devotee. This is the secret teaching, secret yoga, that I am sharing it with you. And then Arjuna had naturally this doubt that how come you are born of Vasudeva, you are the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. We are almost same age, maybe few years here and there. But how is it that you are saying that you were born in much later times? Vivasvata was born so much earlier. The time frame is such huge. Thousands and thousands of years have spanned between the advent of Vivasvata, the sun god, between the advent of creation, and now we are here in this time frame. How is it possible? How should I understand that you told it to Vivasvata and now you are telling it to me? You taught it to sun god and now you are teaching it to me? Now, very, very pertinent doubt that Sri Krishna had asked in the previous 4th shlok. Aparam bhavato janma param janma vivasvataha kathametat dvijaniyam tvamadau proktavaniti. How come you told him to Vivasvat, who was born much earlier? You were born much later than him. Look at the gap in the time frame. That is anadi, adi. That is so much thousands and millions of years back that this creation started with the sun god, with the Vivasvat, and we are in this today, in this present age. Now, Sri Krishna tells, Sri Krishna starts answering Arjuna's doubt. Sri Bhagavan uvācha. The blessed Lord said, what did he say? Bahūni me vyatītāni janmāni tava chārjuna tānyahaṁ veda sarvāṇi na tvaṁ vettha Parantapa. Sri Krishna has addressed Arjuna in this particular shlok by two names. One is Arjuna, his given name, and also an adjective, Parantapa. Usually, Sri Krishna, quite a lot of time he has used this word Parantapa to address Arjuna, the scorcher of the foes. Wherever Sri Krishna wants to, pump up Arjuna with that fighting spirit and bring him back to realize what is his true nature. Always Sri Krishna gives him this, uses this adjective for Arjuna, Parantapa, Mahabaho, things, the adjectives like this. So Sri Bhagavan uvācha, the blessed Lord said, bahūni me vyatītāni janmāni tava cha Arjuna. O Arjuna, bahūni, many vyatītāni have passed away. What have passed away? Me janmāni, my births. Innumerable births I have passed through, O Arjuna. And tavacha, you also are Arjuna. I have passed through so many births, and also you, O Arjuna. But the difference is, tāni aham veda sarvāṇi. Tāni is them, those births. Those births which we have undergone. I have undergone, you have also undergone. I have been born so many times, you also have been born so many times. But tāni aham veda sarvāṇi. But I know all of them. Veda is know. Sarvāṇi, all of them. I know all of them, all the births that I have born, that I have taken birth. I remember them all. Tvaṁ vettha, O Parantapa. Tvaṁ na vettha. But you do not remember them. You do not know them. O Parantapa, scorcher of the foes. Now here Sri Krishna is using that adjective Parantapa for Arjuna. Because Sri Krishna just wants to tell him that you have forgotten your own real nature in this birth. You are a Parantapa, you are a scorcher of the foes, and you are trying to run away from your duty. You have forgotten what is your real duty in this birth. What to talk of previous births. I know all of them, but you don't know any of them, O Parantapa. The blessed Lord said, many are the births taken by me and you, O Arjuna. I know them all, while you know not, O scorcher of the foes, O Parantapa. Arjuna is a Jivatman bound by karma. So he has no memory of previous birth. But Krishna is an incarnation of Ishvara. Krishna is the Ishvara himself. He is therefore ever pure, ever free and omniscient, because Krishna is not attached to the karma. He doesn't carry any kind of, the baggage. There is no need for him to carry any baggage from one birth to another. We ordinary jivatmans, we carry that baggage. What we did in the previous birth or previous births, we have carried all that baggage today in this birth. And what we are doing in this birth, we are going to carry in the next birth unless we become totally desire free. We slaughter the desire, what Krishna had told at the end of the Karma Yoga, the third adhyaya. Slaughtering the desire, then one becomes capable of knowing one's own reality. And then once this lower self is restrained by the higher self, by the Atman, then we don't have any bondage of the karma with us to carry to the next birth as a package, as a baggage. We don't have anything then. So that is the difference between Arjuna and Krishna. That is what Krishna is telling. I remember everything because I am free from any attachments. I don't carry any baggage. How many baggage we are carrying, the ordinary mortals? How many baggages? It is such a huge, the prarabdha that we are carrying. And Lord need not carry. So which of these baggages we will remember from which birth to which birth, what I did in that birth? How is it possible? So we are, with every birth, we are getting an opportunity to get rid of that baggage. But still we are clinging to that. We are clinging to that so belovedly. So that is the difference that Krishna says. I know all of them, but you not, O Parantapa. He is therefore ever pure, ever free and omniscient, Sri Krishna. He knows all, the entire time frame from beginning and even to the end what is going to happen. He knows everything because he is never ever attached. He can call to the mind how the cosmic intelligence assumed a form previously and enlightened Vivasvat. Krishna recollects that. In that form, in that time frame, when teaching it to Vivasvat, it was the same cosmic intelligence which taught Vivasvat this path of enlightenment. And today, the same, in a different form, the same cosmic intelligence in a different form. This time, it is the form of Krishna. That time, it was form of somebody else. But the cosmic intelligence remains same. The eternal truth remains same. And therefore, Krishna says, I remember all. He can call to the mind how the cosmic intelligence assumed a form previously and gave an enlightenment to Vivasvat. So he, that time, in that time frame, he gave enlightenment to Vivasvat. And today, at the Kurukshetra, in between the two armies, standing between the two armies, when Arjuna has slumped in the chariot, Krishna is once again giving the same enlightenment to Arjuna. Now, on this particular verse, Sri Ramakrishna's teaching, Sri Ramakrishna says, incarnations are all personifications of Ishvara. Ishvara may be a nirguna entity without any qualities, no bondage of sattva, rajas, tamas, but out of its own maya, out of its own will, this Ishvara takes a personal form. The nirguna becomes saguna. And then, as sagun, this time the Lord, the blessed Lord, is in the form of Sri Krishna as the incarnation. In the ocean of Satchidananda, a wave rises up in one place and at one time, and it is called Krishna. Now just imagine a huge ocean. In that ocean of Satchidananda, the eternal Brahman, a wave arises at one point of time, and we call that wave on the surface of that huge ocean of Satchidananda as Sri Krishna. Another wave rises at another time, at another place, and that wave is called as Christ. It is the same Satchidananda. A wave in that time frame, a wave in a different place, in a different time frame. One is called Krishna, one is called Christ. In further different time frame, further different place, maybe we call that wave Sri Ramakrishna. So that is what the incarnations of the Lord, the incarnations of the Nirguna Satchidananda, Nirguna Brahman, when they take form, they take different forms and different places in different time frames, but the inner core is the same. So that is Sri Krishna's teaching to Arjuna. When Arjuna says, how is it possible? Krishna says, I know every birth that I have undergone, I know it, but you don't. And in this, on this particular topic of the incarnations, what Sri Ramakrishna had told, in one place, in one time frame, that wave on Satchidananda ocean is Krishna. At another time, in another time frame, at another place is Krishna, is Christ. And like I said, maybe another time frame, another place, that wave, we call it as Sri Ramakrishna. And for that, Sri Ramakrishna had once told Swami Vivekananda, his beloved Narayan, that he who was Rama, he who was Krishna, is now in this frame has appeared as Ramakrishna. Not in your Vedantic sense, but as the manifested Brahman in this form. So that is what the real nature of the Saguna Brahman becomes. It can take, as the incarnations keep on taking birth, their forms may appear, their teachings remain same because they are the eternal teachings. It is the eternal path. So that is Sri Krishna's, he has started answering Arjuna's doubts. And that was the first, response to Arjuna's doubt in this 5th shloka. So that is our reading for today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swami.